Ognakon, Sarpazan.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm really very appreciative that you give us opportunity to come and talk to you. And it's an honor to come and meet you.
I'm very thankful that you are here in the Armenian Prelacy of Lebanon, because this will give us an opportunity to discuss issues of common concern and to share some ideas and to have this brainstorming opportunity. Welcome again.
Thank you. And I also like to take this opportunity to congratulate to your new position, which is quite a task.
Thank you for your congratulations also. I take this as a mission, as a ministry, and I ask you, as I'm asking all my friends, to continue to pray for me, because I need God's strength and the support and collaboration of all my friends and people in charge of the Armenian Prelacy of Lebanon. And especially, I'm very grateful, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank His Holiness Catholicos Aram I for his confidence in me. And I would like to assure everybody that I will try my best to fulfill this commitment.
I'm sure you will do it.
Thank you.
So I don't want to get into religious discussion because I don't know much about it, and every time I talk about it, I get in trouble. But I'm very concerned about Armenians all over the world, about the schools, and in many places, in fact, even in the United States, in California, the schools are dwindling. But since here is almost for diaspora, Lebanon always been the epicenter of Armenian center education. Yesterday I met Azdag, so the newspapers and stuff. So tell us about Armenian school situation in Lebanon.
Well, as you know, the Armenian community of Lebanon has been and continues to be the backbone of our diaspora communities. And Armenian education has a vital role in this situation, as it has been in the past. We consider the Armenian school as an integral part of our community structure. It's not accidental that after the Armenian genocide of 1915, when Armenians came to Lebanon and into Middle East in general, they established churches, schools, and community centers next to each other in the same immediate neighborhood. Because my experience as Armenian clergy and also as Armenian educator is that our Armenian Christian identity is forged in the Armenian family, in the Armenian school, and in the Armenian community center. We cannot draw a line of demarcations between these three institutions who really make us Armenian. So having the church and the school next to the church, it's part of our ministry. That's why, especially in the countries of the Middle East, where Armenians continue to live, Armenian education is a must. In my message to the Armenian students for the upcoming school season, which will start sometimes in the middle of September, I'm underlining the following reality. I'm addressing them by saying, in Lebanon, all of us are called to be good Lebanese citizens. But the students of the Armenian school they have to be Lebanese Armenian citizens. We can go to non-Armenian schools, we can graduate from non-Armenian schools, and we can become good Lebanese citizens as all the other Lebanese. But the peculiarity of being an Armenian is how we have to become good Lebanese Armenian citizens. Because as you know, Lebanon is composed of many communities, multicultural, multi-community reality. It's a multicultural and multi-communal reality where the presence of the Armenian community has its special role. And that role is not only up to our representatives in the government or the clergy who have various responsibilities, or people who serve the Armenian Lebanese community or the Lebanese community in general. So being an Armenian student in Lebanon means that we have to take part to keep this integrity of the of the Lebanese communal structure. In that sense, yes, with the decrease of our numerical presence in Lebanon and in the Middle East in general, Armenian school is becoming, to maintain the Armenian education, to keep the Armenian schools open, is becoming heavier responsibility day by day. But on the other hand, our commitment as church, in our case as the Armenian Prelacy of Lebanon, and also for the schools who are under the umbrella of our community structures, different educational organizations or political parties, etc., all of us, we feel ourselves more responsible financially and otherwise to give more attention to our schools. Yes, structurally, we are implementing different models, joining the schools together. But on the other hand, for example, I can say that we are very proud and very happy because we have our Miatsial Askaim Varjaran. I don't know if you had the opportunity or if you will have the opportunity. I encourage you to go and to visit the school, which is not far from here.
I would love to.
Yeah, next to the, it's in Burchamut, next to the stadium where we have the new building. There we put together 6 schools, Armenian schools, who were under the Prelacy Educational Board's umbrella. And last year we had our first academic year, but this year the school actually will start functioning more, let's say, in a more organized way, educationally and otherwise. As the new Sarkeesian, as the new Aratchnortaran prelate of the Armenian community in Lebanon, I considered my first responsibility to visit the Armenian schools. On Sunday, last Sunday, I was in Surpnushan Cathedral, where my predecessor, Bishop Shahe Panosyan, he was the celebrant. I was welcomed as the new Arachnortaran in the church for the first time, and I delivered the sermon. Then, during the last couple of days, I visited the Armenian school here in Burchamut, the Miatsial Askaim Varjaran. Then I went to the Baya, where we have Yegishe Manukyan school. Yesterday, I was in Anjar, visiting Haraj Kalus Gulbenkian school. And this will continue. On Tuesday, I will be in Tripoli to visit our school there. And my visitation is a clear expression of the importance of the Armenian education. And I would like to take this opportunity also to say that our parents, they have key role pivotal role to play in this. I fully understand and sympathize with the financial difficulties that our families are facing. And I have to say that they are facing it courageously. But on the other hand, we have to set our priorities. Armenian school should be our top priority.
I agree.
If I tell you that the majority, I don't want to speak with percentages, but the majority of our budget goes to the Armenian school. And this is not only in Lebanon, but that's the case for all our prelacies worldwide. I mean, our churches, our organizations, our prelacy, me as the prelate, our executive council, our educational board, our religious council, you name it. We put our first priority, the Armenian education, the Armenian school. Because without Armenian school, Armenian church, Armenian family, Armenian institutions, they have to face great danger of assimilation.
It's happening.
It's happening. Yes, again, we can speak about percentages. If it's happening, I don't know how many percent in the States and in Canada. Here also, it's a real danger. It's a real risk. It's a real challenge. But to keep up with all these difficulties, to face all these challenges, it's our calling. It's not only something that we have to do next to the other projects that we're implementing, but this is our calling. And that's why the Armenian education, as I said, as I underlined, will give us the assurance that our life today and our life tomorrow will be really as Armenian Lebanese Armenians, will be really the continuation of all the sacrifices that our previous generations did for us, and we have to continue that mission.
Now, do you guys train teachers here? Like, for example, churches, they train the priest and all that, they send them worldwide. Is there any program like that as far as the schools, say you train the teachers, make books, produce book stuff and supply them to worldwide?
Yes, we have a special department in the Prelacy, which is the educational department, called Usumnagan Khorurt in Armenian. And other than that, we have the pedagogical institution or school in the Catholicosate in Antilles, Khacher Kalustian, which has clear mission of preparing preparing teachers for Armenian schools. And other than that, through seminars and various kinds of conferences and educational means, we do whatever we can. I have to say that we are committed to continue this and also to give more attention to this educational field through the involvement of more professionals. But as you said, I'm at the beginning of my ministry, and many projects are in my mind and also on the table. And with my collaborators, we will try our best to be successful in all areas that it's part of our ministry.
As I look at your face and the language that you speak and the enthusiasm that you put, I was just saying in my head, why can't we create Ministry of Education, make you a Minister of Education?
Thank you for your kind words.
That's what we need.
But we have to know one thing, that all of us, despite of our positions, our age, and other, let's say, components, we are all students for life. And we have always to remember that our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, when he started his ministry, he called many people from different walks of life, and he made them disciples. We are all disciples of Jesus Christ, not only spiritually, but also nationally, educationally, and otherwise. So it's not the title, but it's the calling that counts.
Do you guys, do you guys, I'm sorry I call guys, your organization, do you work with, for example, let's say in the United States, Canada, worldwide, do you guys have some communication as far as the education side of it?
You know, this prelacy, Armenian Prelacy of Lebanon, is under the umbrella, it's under the jurisdiction of His Holiness Catholicos Aram I and the Catholicosate of Cilicia. So whatever we are doing here, in more or less duplication or parallel, let's say, work style, is done in all our prelacies, which is sort of our communities in diaspora. And we have the central, let's say, body in the Catholicosate, the Central Executive Committee, composed of 11 lay people and 11 clergy. In the case of Catholicosate, when I say clergy, I understand the bishops and the celibate priests. And on the diocesan level, we have similar structures, which we call Askain Ishkhanutun, which has the religious council and also the lay council, again, the executive committee this time. So we collaborate with each other. And according to the structure of the local, let's say, diocese, of the local prelacy, yes, we have collaboration with Armenian and non-Armenian NGOs, educational organizations, and international bodies.
So Aratchnortaran is almost like Armenian parliament.
Correct. It's the Armenian parliament because we have our legislative bodies, we have our executive bodies, and based on our historical Armenian constitution, which has been updated and which continues to be updated occasionally, we follow a similar structure in all our Arachnortarans, in our prelacies.
You're talking about Western Armenia.
Yeah, I'm talking about diaspora. I'm talking about our diaspora where we have our prelacies. And based on that, we follow up our daily responsibilities. We report to the Yerespokhanagan Zhorov, and Yerespokhanagan Zhorov gives us the guidelines. And then every 4 years, we have the Askain and Tanur Zhorov of the Catholicosate, where all our diocesan, let's say, representatives with the archbishops, with the Arachnorts, they report to that General Assembly.
So this institution has no political, so it's not belong to one politics or other.
It belongs to the all Armenians. I always say, Askain Arachnortarana հայ ժողովրդի բոլոր զավակներուն դունն է. So we work in that way because all Armenians, each and every Armenian is welcomed in the Askain Arachnortaran, where we try to do our best to reach out to all kinds of their needs.
That's good. That's good. So we have a parliament.
Yes. Yes.
And it's a beautiful building and everything is just wonderful. So the schools, they start from what level Armenian teaching here to what level, like to high school?
From 0 age to sky is the limit until they graduate, because we have our Armenian program. And parallel to that, we have our Lebanese education, Ministry of Education program, because our students, they have to pass also the education, Ministry of Education, let's say, exams in order to be able to get their diplomas, their degrees. So it's a joint, it's a combination of Armenian and local educational programs. They learn Armenian, they learn Arabic, they learn English, they learn French. And when they are graduate of the Armenian school, they are ready to continue their higher education in any given university in Lebanon or outside of Lebanon,
So
overseas.
so it's up to high school,
Yes, yes.
but
It's
there is,
pre-K to high school.
right. And so there is no university, Armenian
We
university.
have Armenian University, which is the Hayots University, which is in downtown Beirut. And many of our students, they go to Hayots University also. It's not only for Armenians, and everybody can go there. And it belongs to the Armenian evangelical community. But we are in good collaboration, all our communities, all our political parties and organizations, because we take it as a holistic mission, and whatever we can do together, we do together.
Should one day we have just education for Armenian, some institutions, just schools, not outside religion, outside politics, is that possible, or is that we're stepping on some people else?
See, we are living in a world that is in constant change. The challenges are multiplied, and day after day, we are facing new situations. So according to the needs, according to the challenges, I believe that everything is possible. But we have to be very cautious. We have to go step by step. We have to consider all the sensitivities, all the possibilities, and based on that, we have to implement our projects.
You were amazing. And with your English,
Kind of you.
with your energy, with all that things, I'm sure everything you will, I think 1 year from now, if I come here, you will be talking all your accomplishment, you know, and
As you said, after 1 year, when you are here again, it will be pleasure for me to welcome you. And also, I could then, at that time, I'm sure I will be able to give you more concrete numbers, statistics, achievements, God willing, and with the support of my people in Lebanon.
That's happened with me when I went just after revolution in Armenia. I was meeting those ministers, some of them in some situation like, or I just didn't know what to ask them because they were new. You can't question them. Like you can't say, hey, you did this wrong or right. But then that same thing with you. When we come a year from now, they will say, okay, so tell us what did you do, you know. But I'm sure I think they picked up the right person. Whoever picked you up, they will not be sorry.
Thank you very much. And I wish you also success.
Thank you.
In your projects and in your mission.
Thank you very much. I want to ask you this last thing. This is a tough question. In English, you probably know this. They say the chicken and egg. Which one come first? Are we Christian first, Armenian second?
Well, I always say, and in my first sermon, in my message also, and also in my message addressed to the students that I referred to, I never, let's say, differentiate and separate Armenian and Christianity. I always say, if it's possible even to write it grammatically, Armenian Christian, one word. Christian Armenian, one word. See, there are people, there are Armenians who put more emphasis on our Armenianness. And there are other people who put more emphasis on our Christianity. I consider this very healthy. as long as we don't ignore one or the other, it's matter of, we say, dosage. It's matter of percentage. It will be ideal if we can be 100% Christian and 100% Armenian. But even if we are 50% Armenian, 50% Christian, or whatever equation that we can imagine, still we are Armenian Christian or we are Christian Armenian. So in this case, I would like to encourage all Armenians to not forget our Armenian Christian heritage, our Armenian Christian identity, or Christian Armenian heritage, Christian Armenian identity. Because this is our enrichment. This is how we are. This is how we will be today and tomorrow.
Well, I want to just let you say last word because you answered all the questions. You didn't let me ask you any questions, but you were great. So just say your last word. What do you like to say?
Well, my last word will be the following. We are living in a globalized world. We are very fortunate, our generation, that we have our Republic of Armenia. We have our Republic of Artsakh. We have many responsibilities. We have many dreams. We cannot continue, we cannot forget the Armenian genocide. We cannot forget our demands. We cannot forget our responsibilities. And this gives us, on the one hand, the hope, the assurance that we will continue to be survivors, despite of all the difficulties. As you know, still our beloved Syria has many, many challenges. We have many challenges here all over. You are from Iraq, you know Iraq. All of us, we are one body. And as St. Paul says, one part, one member of the body, when suffers, we all suffer. So my plea will be, and my prayer will be, that let's not lose hope. But on the other hand, hope is not enough. We have to work. In Christianity, faith and work, they go together. And we cannot have or give us permission to lose one Armenian anywhere and in any field. So I pray and I hope that together, joining hands together, all over, in Armenia, in Artsakh, in Chavakh, all over the world, we will continue our sacred mission and we will be Christian Armenians all over.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, and thank you for letting us talk to you. But we'll come back next year.
Welcome.
And I hope you push this education as hard as you can. Because I'm not going to ask you anything about religion, because you guys doing that part. But education is in big trouble everywhere, and we need people like you to encourage and build some standard so that everybody else will follow. And so we look forward for that.
Welcome.
All the best to you.
Looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank you.